East Coast with the Liberty.
Right.
They started off with this, the Jarquell
Um,
Jones trade that came out of
right.
nowhere.
Right. I did not expect that from Jonquel Jones, but whenever we heard the news after the finals that Kurt Miller was going to the Sparks, I wasn't too surprised. I had to kind of go back and think about it, and I was like, well, their coach quit on them, so maybe they don't want to be there anymore.
Did anybody even know that she was up for trading? I mean, I know everybody can be traded any given time, whatnot, because
No, I had no idea. This wasn't on my radar at all.
I mean, Jarquell Jones get there, and your Dallas Wayne was involved in the trade as well.
Right. So, Connecticut received Kayla Thornton, or New York received Kayla Thornton, and y'all are going to love her. While Enrique was injured last year, Kayla filled in and she did great. So I think that she's somebody that's going to add to being young because they ended up giving us Natasha Howard in exchange for her as well. And Natasha, I'm so excited to have her a part of the team. She is somebody, she's a three-time championship. She is there have been moments when I hope that Enrique would take a step forward in her leadership, and I think this is somebody that can show her how to do that. So, just that championship pedigree, I'm so excited to have Natasha Howard. Now, Crystal, she's had it tough since she came in. Like her rookie season was awesome, but she's now on her fourth team in 3 seasons. So, my opinion, the way things go in Dallas, you are going to have to produce or you're going to get cut.
that should be
Just
something to
what it
look
is.
forward. That should be something to look forward to. And then, as you
Right.
brought up earlier, Brianna Stewart.
Right, insane. We knew this was there. We heard about this last year during free agency, and Brianna signed a 1 year deal. And it was either there were two possibilities there. It was either that she was doing that to kind of help the cap and then take her max deal this year because last year they tagged Jewel and they paid Jewel Lloyd, or she was just going to be there for Sue's last year and then she was probably going to move on from Seattle. Turns out, those were the two that she narrowed it down to. She visited 4 teams and she narrowed it down to Seattle and then New York. And she spent some time thinking about it. She didn't immediately do it as soon as free agency hit. It wasn't right then. It was the next day. So I thought that was pretty telling that she really thought about staying in Seattle. But New York is home for her, so I don't necessarily blame her for wanting to go to a place where one, it's home. She's a mom now. Being around family is a little different when you become a mom.
Yeah, so around this time, Vegas already made their moves. Everybody already like, go ahead and give them the trophy
Right.
now. Go ahead and give them. They just added Candace Parker, and they still got they starting lineup. Like, yeah, go ahead and give
Right.
them the trophy. Then all of a sudden, the Cardell Jones trade happened, and Brianna still says she's coming to the Big Apple, and it's like,
Right.
wait a minute, hold up now. Things might be getting a
Right.
little interesting over here now. Maybe Vegas
Right.
might not take it the whole thing because New York over here making moves. Brianna Stewart,
Right.
you talking about she's just a pure champion. You can go back to her UConn. She didn't lose. She won all 4 years at UConn as a
All
champion.
four of them. Right. Yeah.
Not
She's
even
just the
Diana Taurasi
definition of a
did that.
winner. Right. Right.
Okay, when you look at the greats of UConn, Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, Sue Bird, Rebecca, they never won the whole time they was there. She
Right.
won every year she was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then she
Yeah.
goes to Seattle, get drafted by the Storm with Sue Bird, continues on winning.
Yeah. I
She's
mean,
just a pure champion.
she is, and she's so fun to watch. I was a little concerned, not this past season, but the season before that, the 21 season. She got injured right before the playoffs, and then they did go to the playoffs, but they didn't make a deep playoff run, and I was a little concerned because it was her foot, and Stewie's not small; she's 6'4". And we all know how it goes with big people and foot injuries. So it was concerning. But she came back last season. She balled out. She was definitely in the conversation for MVP, and she was in the top three for the scoring championship as well. So, um, Brianna's fun. And what I think a huge deciding factor in this was not only like being able to go back home, but the coaching situation. Now, Noelle is as nice as she can be, but there are moments when she looks like a deer in headlights on the sidelines. And I just don't know if she was quite ready for the head coaching position, even though she knew the team, like she was an assistant there. But I just don't think she was ready for it. Now, on the other side of things with New York, you got Sandy Brondello. You got that championship pedigree coming from the Mercury, who obviously moved on from Sandy way too soon, in my opinion. And you're stuck with Vanessa Nygaard. Good luck.
Now, before I get on to what else the Liberty did, because there is another thing the Liberty did. When you look at you looking at two MVPs surrounding Sabrina Ionescu. Two MVPs. You in the
Right.
WNBA. What is that? What
Right.
does this
Yeah.
picture
Yeah,
this picture
definitely.
alone? Without even getting to the other edition, what does this picture alone tells you?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that definitely looks like, I mean, obviously, super team is what comes to mind. Big three is what comes to mind. But beside that, I think that we see what Sabrina is worth. Now, she's your top selling jersey of the last 2 seasons, I believe. So, we like to call her Lady Mamba. There's a couple of them out there. Jules, she's the gold Mamba too. DT, they call the white Mamba. But with Sabrina, we know she actually trained with Kobe. And so, I think she delivers. She's already, last season was tied for the most triple doubles. And it was what, season two? So the sky's the limit.
So and when you thought the Liberty were done, it wasn't.
Right. Yeah.
Because right after that, Miss Courtney
this
Vandershoot.
this was insane for me. I now we knew it was a possibility. Like we've been hearing for a while. One, Chicago messed up her contract last season. It was almost time to report to camp, and she still hadn't signed her contract. So that wasn't on her. That was on Chicago, and so I think that's part of the reason they are in the situation that they're in going into this season. But Courtney plays the same position as Sabrina, and so I just didn't know if Courtney was ready to come off the bench because there's going to be some games that she comes off the bench, and that feels really weird to say that Vandersloot is going to come off the bench. But this is year 14 for Courtney, and maybe she just didn't want to carry the load. And I mean, at that point in my career, I can understand it